All right, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Love to let me know what the audio sounds like this morning. We always try to keep that as clean as possible so that you can get a good experience over here on the show. I've got a little scrolling ticker down at the bottom of the screen. Have you ever looked into the backgrounds of the talking heads that you listen to? Because right now, it seems like there's a lot of people that are putting out, I would say, throwing a lot of spaghetti at the wall. And some of the people throwing the spaghetti at wall are more often than not, I would say, LARPing as experts. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff this morning. We're going to talk about the Clinton deposition, whether or not some of you believe that the Clintons perjured themselves. Was this a perjury trap? Is that something that the Clintons fell into unknowingly because they come across as these know-it-all clowns? But under oath used to mean something in this country. And a couple of days ago, Bill and Hillary Clinton sitting in front of Congress swearing to tell the truth. And everyone in that room knew damn well that if an E6 said what they said on the stand, they'd be in handcuffs right now. At the same time, you've got a bunch of woke right influencers who've never had a real job, never had dirt under their fingernails, never had a callus, never ran post hole diggers for a week for their grandfather to build a fence. But you're taking you're taking advice from some of these people. They suddenly know everything about life, and they've made a career out of just talking. And if you went back 50, 60, 70 years, would you trust some of these talking heads to be suiting up a uniform to go to Germany, to go to the Battle of the Bulge, to go to Iwo Jima, to go to, I don't know, Bella Wood? When you start thinking about it like that, or that's the way I look at it, I grew up, and I'll just say this, I posted this on my X account. When did Americans, let me see if I can pull this up here. When did Americans start believing pundits that have never accomplished anything except talking about things? I grew up listening to men who fought in World War II. Then they came back, they had careers and families, and then they just shared little nuggets, just little tiny nuggets of knowledge. And the clowns here that I'm seeing, and I listed some of them, I don't believe they could change a tire on their Mercedes. And I got to thinking about this because I dropped my old pickup truck off yesterday for some work on the front end. I'm putting a new brake booster in there. I got disc brakes on it, right? I upgraded the disc brakes. And I didn't take my truck to some talking head YouTube pundit. No. I took my truck to an old guy, and his name is Clem, C-L-E-M. And all he works on is old trucks. So him and I started talking. He even asked me, he's like, I know you got a YouTube channel. What do you talk about? I was like, I talk about what's going on in the news. He's like, what made you an expert? I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, how do you talk about it? I was like, well, I try to give my opinion from a military background. He's like, oh, you were in the military. He's like, that makes a little more sense. I'm like, okay. But it really like hit home for me. And at the same time, you've got these woke right influencers that are suddenly now nuclear weapons inspectors. They are political experts. They are financial experts. They are military strategy experts. They are obviously in all of the intelligence briefings. They are, somebody said unredacted. You should look up Unredacted. The guy that runs the Unredacted show, look up why he moved to Portugal. I'll let you do a little work there. Why did he move to Portugal? And I'll tell you, it's because they don't have a extradition law. But if you start looking into some of these people that you believe, follow, it makes a little sense. Matt Walsh, he's all over the news. And I know Matt Walsh always wears a flannel shirt to look like the guy from the brawny paper towel commercials. And I did a little research. It took me about 15 seconds to find out some of these people's backgrounds. But while these guys are rage farming for clicks, real Americans are sitting at the kitchen table talking to their wife about, man, we bought 3 bags of groceries and it was $150. They're trying to explain to their wife what Operation Epic Fury against Iran really means. And you're trying to explain to your wife or your spouse or your kid or your daughter or whatever, like, calm down. Don't believe 90% of this crap on TV. And they reply, well, Matt Walsh said this. Wait, what? He's got a flannel shirt on and a beard. Does that make him the expert? What real job has the guy ever had? Okay. So this morning, we're going to do what they won't do. We're going to look at the oath that the grifters and then look at the battlefield. But welcome back. I'm Ben. Did 20 years in the Navy, worked on submarines. I've got a little bit of my own opinion that has been built on growing up poor and joining the military. So grab your coffee. We're going to walk through 3 things. First, what it actually means when the Clintons were under oath. Second, why these clout-chasing grifters pretending to be war planners are dangerous. And third, I'm going to brief you on what's really happening with Iran and Operation Epic Fury, not the cable news version. Let's start with the Clintons. I'm going to sprinkle this one in right off the bat. This is old Bill Slick Willie Clinton, and Wall Street Mav says, find someone who looks at you the way Bill Clinton looks at photos of his time with Jeffrey Epstein. It's like he's looking back at a patrol book. And if you know what a patrol book is, you were in the Navy. But look at this. Look at old Bill. He looks pretty happy here. This is not the look I would expect from someone being questioned about all of these heinous crimes with children. He's like, oh, let me have that one back. Ooh, let me lick my finger here. Ooh, let me go here. Oh, another lick on the finger. Okay, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, that was a good time. Look at that smile.
We have about 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first out.
Oh, he's got to check his Apple Watch. I guess Bill Gates probably sent him a message there. Do you like that smile? He's like, oh, man, I sure had a good time. I remember peeing in the pool while there was somebody down there doing something. That is disgusting. And if the current president was doing anything like that, the news media would be in outrage. You've got Bill and Hillary. They were finally dragged in to talk about Epstein under oath. And on paper, you would think that this would mean something. In uniform, for those of you that have had an Article 15 or a captain's mast or office hours for the Marines, I don't know what they call it in the Air Force. They probably call it time out. But in DC, under oath doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. They bring in a team of lawyers, one on sets on either side, and they're like, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to talk about that. And this is disgusting. This is a disgusting display of what our justice system has become. Just my opinion. Let me know in the chat. What do you think? What do you think about what was going through Bill's mind right there whenever that little bit of exchange was happening? It's kind of disgusting. It really is. Look at this. Here's another photo of him here. I don't know exactly how one is supposed to look while testifying under oath about whether or not you were part of the largest child, ring in the history of our country. But I know you're not supposed to look like this. It's pitiful. This guy is worshiped by the Democrat Party. Absolutely worshiped. Here, let me show you this one. Let's go here. How many of you have been on an airplane where the flight attendants were wearing bikinis? One for yes, two for no. Have you ever been on a plane where the flight attendants were wearing bikinis? And if Secret Service was on there, should they have done something?
What did happen, Mr. President?
I don't know. I've already told you this. I'll tell again. I never saw anybody do anything wrong. I thought they were flight attendants.
Do flight attendants typically wear tank tops and jeans?
They don't all wear uniforms on private planes.
Yes, sir. Most are.
Look at that. Isn't that smug? Here, let me try that. They don't all wear uniforms on private planes. There's Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, still maintains a security clearance, gets intelligence briefings, and also has Secret Service protection for the rest of his life. Let's go here. Let me show you this one. Hillary. I never heard of this frazzle drip thing, but now I'm scared. I'm in Arkansas.
Are you aware of any files that were on Anthony Weiner's laptop in a folder that was titled insurance, life insurance, with a zip file titled frazzle?
This is way outside the scope.
Ruling.
This is way
within the
outside the
scope?
scope.
Is this within the scope, Mr. Chairman?
If the chairman rules that it's not within the scope,
Mr.
I have
Chairman,
other.
based
What's sad is those gold bracelets that she's got on would probably pay off every mortgage in the chat right now. And that diamond ring that she's got on that she probably got from Bow would probably pay off your mortgages as well. I mean, this is the face of a cobra. This is the face of a python, of a piranha. This is the face of, I would say, evil. And some of you don't even think it's the real Hillary Clinton. Some of you, is this the real Hillary Clinton? One for yes, two for no in the chat. Somebody said this was Hillary 3.0, Bill 4.0, Biden 5.0. I don't know. But it's a weird timeline that we're on when you see somebody like this setting up there. I think she's just mocking America. Look at this. She's just mocking you.
This is way outside the
chairman's
scope.
ruling.
This
Is
is
this
way
within the
outside the
scope?
scope.
Is this within the scope, Mr.
If
Chairman?
the chairman rules that it's not within the scope, I
Mr.
have
Chairman,
other
based on
questions.
what you said in the public hearing, is this within the scope?
We can go off the record for a moment.
Mr. Chairman, is this within the
We'll
scope?
go off
We'll go off the record and can talk.
Wow. Yes,
Are
it's-
you aware of any files?
Somebody says she hasn't stumbled much since he was thrown in the back of the van. That clip where she was having some kind of out of body experience. You know exactly what we're talking about. I don't have to go into that much further. We know. This I don't want to show that. I'm going to show this though. I'm going to show this. And I am, before any of you freak out. Oh, you like the coffee shaker? I've never lied under oath. I've never lied under oath. All the planes had stewardesses in bikinis. It's so true, right? Somebody, a good friend of mine sent me this coffee cup. It's a hand grenade. Some of you might not like the company. He's a good friend of mine. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm 50 years old right now. I wear the hats I want. I wear the shirts I want. I wear underwear when I want. I drink out of coffee cups that I like. There you go. Okay? That's just the way we do it here. If you don't like it, I'll put on a flannel shirt and pretend to be an expert. Who do you all? I've got a lot of good coffee cups. A lot of people send me some coffee cups. We've got a poll going in the chat right here. 99% of you think Bill and Hillary lied under oath. Okay. That's pretty interesting. Because that tells me if any of you were ever selected as a jury, they better freak out. The unicorn cup cracks me up. I've got that somewhere. Somebody sent me that. It's the same one that old Gutfeld uses. I think he broke his. Who do you want to see as the Democrat Party candidate for 28? Let's just see here. Who do you want to see as Dem president candidate? Now, I know Democrats will not get to vote on who is their candidate because they haven't done that since Obama. It's always picked. But there are a couple that I would like to see. There's one that I would really like to see, and I want you to post your pick in the chat or vote on one of mine. You can do both. But I'm really hoping, and I'm just going to go ahead and give my full endorsement. The Ben Dykes Show is now fully endorsing Kamala Dirty Knees Harris as the presidential candidate for 2028. And I'm going to take you a little trip down memory lane on how Kamala said that she would handle Iran compared to Orange Man Bad. And I want you to ask yourself, for all you woke right influencers that want conservatives to stay home, don't go vote Democrat. I fully endorse Kamala Harris as presidential candidate for 2028. I will probably be wearing a white dudes for Kamala shirt very soon.
What's the message to Iran?
Don't.
Oh, yeah.
As President Biden said, just don't.
Exactly. One word.
Don't.
Pretty straightforward.
Don't.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. They've got to be stopped.
What's the message?
I kind of like his foreign policy. I like how he puts his arms out too. I like he's like, you know what? We just don't care. I just don't care anymore. Look,
Don't.
Exactly. One word. Pretty straightforward.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true.
he's like, I don't care. I don't care. Arms out.
I don't care. They've got to be stopped.
I kind of wish he was talking about the DNC headquarters. Don't. And then Trump's like, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. I don't care. You've got to love that guy. Whether, I don't know if your hatred for him is so much that you're just blinded, but it is what it is. You're going to, I'm sure we've got some rage watchers in here. You know what? Let's turn on the troll filter. I already see it in the chat. Troll filter engaged. My water bill's getting too high from all the flushes. China and Russia got the message. Vicky. Yeah, I think Vicky, I need some help. I got to get some write-offs for my YouTube channel. You know, any write-offs that I can get, shoot me an email. Give me every damn one of them you can send. There's a guy by the name of Matt Walsh. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh has now come out and he's really went after Trump. And this is the part where I want to talk to you about some of these woke right influencers. And Matt Walsh says, I can't take the gaslighting, guys. I really can't. He's been a talking head since 2010. He started out as a talk show radio guy for somewhere in Delaware. He says conservatives are now running around saying Iran has been waging war on the U.S. for 47 years. Well, they did take a bunch of hostages. So, yeah. Why didn't any of you call for an attack on Iran on any point until now? Right. Why didn't you make for a case for Trump ending the war, not starting it? There's actually no war. The president took military action, two different things. For it to be a war, it has to be, congressionally approved. And Congress, we've already established, hasn't declared war since 1942. Vietnam, Korea, those didn't count. Operation Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, I don't even want to say Gulf War because it obviously wasn't a war. Somebody go let Norman Schwarzkopf know that he actually wasn't in a war. The Eagle Scream, the hat, I charged it up. It's got a little battery pack in there. I have to charge it up because I use it so much during the day. He says, you and I both know that you're latching onto a talking point you never used until 45 seconds ago. So Matt Walsh is very anti-Trump right here. Now, I want to take you down a trip down little memory lane to a galaxy far, far away. In June of 2025, and Matt, I love the flannel shirt. It really ties the room together. It really makes you compelling. Right? It really makes you compelling to the blue collar, working class people. Even got the little Scentsy candle over in the background. Got the Scentsy candle. I'm sure there's some pear trees out there. Okay. So Matt Walsh, anti-Trump. Watch this. 2025.
If it's actually true that Iran has tried to or is right now trying to kill our president, then absolutely we should invade the country and annihilate the whole regime. Obviously, when the United States says
what
the United States should personally kill every person in the Iranian government if they're trying to assassinate our president.
Someone send me some pearls so I can clutch them.
This is an act of war against us. And we would be totally justified in responding with overwhelming, violent force. Now, you still can't go in and purposely kill civilians, but that's an act of war, and we should respond with our own act of war. If you try to kill our president, if you as a sovereign nation conspire to kill our president, we should go in and conquer and destroy you and wipe out anyone even vaguely involved in the plot. So I get called an isolationist a lot. And I mean, I don't care if you call me that or not. The labels don't mean anything to me. But I certainly believe that the United States can and should go to war to defend itself. And this would be a totally legitimate war of self-defense. So then it's weird that we haven't actually invaded Iran if they're actually trying to kill the president.
The one statement that he made in his post is, I can't take the gaslighting. I tune into Walsh every day. Timberhoe. Good luck. Good luck. I hope that you look into what Matt Walsh has done or what he's accomplished. I want to finish this clip. I really do, because I think it's important. Because in 2025, less than a year ago, let's take out everybody. Let's get rid of them all.
If we have real intel, if we have real intelligence that that's actually happening or has happened and is happening, it's strange that they tried to kill Trump is mentioned as this kind of tangential secondary point. It's mentioned almost as an aside by the people who are in favor of intervention. And it's like, well, wait a second. Wait, did they try to kill Trump or not? Because if they did, why are we talking about nukes in Iran? Why are we talking about why are we talking about Israel? Why are we talking about anything else? Like, if they did that, that's all we need to talk about. Go kill the bastards right now. But then we would need to see some evidence of this plot. We would need proof. If it's true that Iran tried to kill Trump, show us evidence. And then let's go kick their asses. I mean,
so all of the, the rallies chanting death to America, those don't count. All of the, I don't know, the flag burning, the effigies of Trump, those don't count. Those don't count, right? That's an interesting take, isn't it? Because right there, he sounds like, hey, I'm all for the president. Little poll in the chat. Why did Matt Walsh flip? Leave a comment in the chat. Why you think Matt Walsh flipped so quickly? I've got about two options. Money, he was directly paid, or, and this is the weird one, Matt Walsh works for an organization called the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire is very pro-Israel. Ben Shapiro, Jeremy Boring, used to be, what was her name? The black chick that went retarded. I forget her name. I don't even remember her name. I don't want to say her name because it might summon something. It is the blood moon. But it's really interesting that an organization that he works for would allow him to go on there unless maybe they were told the same thing. It seems like people are given talking points. I don't know anybody, nobody's paying me with talking. I would love for somebody to drive. If you want to give me some talking points, pay me. But this next group, these influencers, these woke right influencers, and I say woke Reich, R-E-I-C-H, woke Reich influencers. I don't want anybody to confuse that with, you better axe somebody. I don't axe nobody. That's dangerous. But they are suddenly experts on everything. You see them all over your feed. You see them all over TikTok. They're doing reaction videos. They have all the foreign policy experts, the constitutional scholars, 4-star admirals. They bring them on as guests. None of them have ever had any deployments. None of them have ever missed any family gatherings. But now they're telling you what to do. They're telling you what the Department of Justice is really doing. I believe a lot of them are turning on the administration, and I've said this from day one, that ever since Trump came back into office, he shut down the leaks. And when he shut down the leaks, the right, the woke right, turned on him because they were not getting information that they could market, that they could sell. It's why certain people, and I don't have a problem saying the names here. It's like, and Wyatt, I know you're a moderator over there. I don't care. It's why certain people like to be first and not right. There's the guy that wears the black t-shirt, a lot of hair gel. You know who I'm talking about. I think he looks like Rachel Maddow, but whatever. But they always want to be first rather than right. Thank you for the memberships. God bless America. I always try to get 10 new members on the channel. And Do me a favor, join the channel as a member. God bless you, Ben. Good morning. Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. Colin, surprised Bill's mug doesn't say I didn't inhale. Walsh threw shade at 100% disabled veterans. He did. And because of my job, I am not going to comment on that other than saying what he did was wrong. He's out of his league. But yeah, he's wrong. When did Dum Dum become a military expert? I don't know. Benedetto, as a Marine Corps vet, I will stand behind President Trump no matter what. My dad lived in Iran in the mid-70s, building reinforced concrete structures. That's a safe country if you need reinforced concrete structures, right? Yeah. Let's go here. Let me just show you this. I'll bring back this is a timeline cleanser, right?
And I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. Whatever stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel, we would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say, but those people who run Iran need to understand that, because that perhaps will deter them from doing something that would be reckless, foolish, and tragic. And I want the...
That's interesting, isn't it? Old Hillary just comes out and says it. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. She's MAGA before MAGA. She was Trump before Trump. Wow. Huh. I like being a subject matter expert. Good for you. I dropped my, I'm putting my sticker on a NASCAR. A good friend of mine's got a NASCAR. We're putting our sticker on there. We're going to have our sticker on Stevie Wonder's NASCAR. He's a driver in the series this year. Talk about irony. 538 BC. Persia frees the Jews. 2026. Jews free the Persians. For all of you, anti-Jewish people. Go ahead and take a picture of that. Fold it up. Put some spit on it. And put it where you need to, because it's true. They're actually celebrating. You're seeing people in Iran dance with the Israeli flag and the American flag. The Democrats can't handle it. Their money laundering machine is coming to an end. Let me ask you this. Some of these influencers, I saw that comment in the chat. These influencers that have been caught deliberately spreading propaganda that's hostile towards America, are they any different than Hanoi Jane or Tokyo Rose? Are they any different than those people? For those of you that don't know who Tokyo Rose was this English-speaking Japanese woman that got on the radio and broadcasted propaganda on the radio to dissuade the American service members, to incite doubt in their leadership, to incite doubt in their president, to incite doubt in the pilots, to incite doubt in Patton, Eisenhower, anyone that they can incite doubt in. Are these woke Reich? Hanoi Hannah. Yeah. I believe if you're being paid or coordinated by a foreign government and hiding it, that should be illegal under federal law. I think it's called the Hatch Act. Somebody will know in the chat. The influencers reach more people. I think you're right. We prosecuted people in World War II who broadcasted for Japan. Why are we not investigating the people that are broadcasting for Iran, for Afghanistan, for Russia, for Ukraine, or whoever. I don't care who you are. If you are spreading your fecal matter for another country to sow doubt in my government, in my country, in my military, I'm talking, let's see if you float. I'm going to show you something here. Before I show you this clip, thank you, Real KRO. Mountain Goddess, thank you for giving some memberships out. If you get a membership, go to the community post page and click on that. You can join the Discord server. There's a private chat for Patriots only, zero trolls. Iran's been asking us since the 70s. You're right. DC Power, they're mad because President Trump cut off the milk to the nipple of corruption. I'm going to give you that one. That's a boom shakalaka. The arrogance of Hillary and Bill's innuendos, check the record. It speaks for itself. You said Slick Willie slicker than snot. Yeah, I believe he is. Before I show you this clip, and this is going to bother some of you, this is really, I truly hope that this bothers you as much as it bothers me to even show you. I've played the Old Glory story multiple times where the flag has never been more desecrated than when an American veteran burns it. The United States flag has never been more honored. Old Glory has never been more honored than when a soldier on a battlefield makes a bandage out of it. I don't think there's any greater honor for an American flag than a battlefield soldier that is injured to use an American flag for a tourniquet to save their own life, to use pieces of an American flag as a bandage to save their friend. That is, in my opinion, the epitome. That is Betsy Ross fulfilling every dream. And I've never seen anything more disgusting than whenever I see an American military service member in uniform saying something like this. And if you're a veteran in the chat, I want you to let me know what you think here.
So I work for NATO here in Italy. Now, the U.S. going to attack NATO? We're in NATO is absolutely everything we stand for, and I don't understand it. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. It's a little embarrassing. If you're not embarrassed, then, you fucking should be. But yeah, NATO is amazing, and it's a wonderful thing, and it's something that we need to stay. Here's the other part of that. There is no country, America specifically, right? America is not self-sustaining. I don't understand why people are so against us working with other countries. We depend on it. Financially, economically, America is amazing because its ability to import and export. I don't know if you know that, but America is not self-sustaining, babe. We don't have the resources to uphold our lifestyle. Fun fact, most countries don't. China exports and imports, right? Everybody exports and imports. You can't go around burning bridges. It's not effective for your own country and your own economy. Read a fucking book, but the whole just taking over Venezuela, internationally illegal, right? Against international law. Not being a team player here. So yeah, geopolitics. America's not self-sustaining. The reason we are as amazing as we are is because we have the ability to outsource and resource. And that's how you get to a better economic state, is by making better deals with other countries, saying, hey, I need this stuff. Let's cut a deal, my friend. I give you this and you give me that. That's smart business. That's what smart business people do. Not going over with your big guns and demanding. You sound like a spoiled rich brat that just wants what they want when they want it, and that's not effective for anybody. So yeah, fun fact, America's not self-sustaining. So we are losing friends at a rapid fucking rate. We are losing friends and we are losing support, and our economy is going to plummet if we don't figure it out. So yeah, that's my take on geopolitics. We need each other and we need to do a better job at mending those relationships. So I'm going to go in here and just apologize on the Cheetos' behalf. My meeting today with about 20, 30 fucking countries.
She's going to go in and apologize on the Cheetos' behalf. I think that's a reference to Donald Trump. She's real. Somebody said, I hope Hegseth sees this. Well, I think we did one better. I think we did one better because a guy that we've had on our show, I sent him a message and he replied. I can't show you the message, but here she is right here. She's on Facebook. She's a mom. She's a mommy. She's married. She's a world traveler, Air Force, active duty. And she called the president a Cheeto. Okay. So we did one better, and I'll see if I can find it here where we did that. Let's go. Where is that at? So we had a guy on our show by the name of Matt Lohmeyer. Do you remember Matt Lohmeyer coming on the show? He's now the undersecretary for the United States Air Force. And I'll try to find the tweet, the reply that that Matt sent. Let's see if I can find this. Let me just go to his page. But we made sure to let old Matt Lohmeyer know this. Undersecretary of the Air Force is very aware. Here we go. Right here. The video you referenced has been brought to our attention. I have asked the staff to swiftly investigate so that our leaders can take appropriate action. Matt Lohmeyer. Matt, there's nothing you can legally do against Sergeant Mace because her video is protected under the First Amendment. This person is stupid, and you can see how stupid they are because they have an Iranian flag, they've got a NATO flag, they've got a transmission flag, and they've got the password flag in their profile. When you're in uniform, when you are a member of the United States military, there is no First Amendment. There is no First Amendment in uniform. Okay? I'll just go ahead and let you know that. And for anyone that thinks there is, you're an idiot. You are absolutely tattoo. You are out on the beach yelling at the sky, the plane, boss. Okay? You don't have a First Amendment when you put on a uniform. Okay? You don't. And I believe now she's effed around and she's going to find out. That's kind of how that works for those that don't understand how the Uniform Code of Military Justice works. Oh, I'm going to refill my coffee here. But do you remember this lady? Let me see if I can. I did a little research about this lady. You remember her? You remember this lady? Let me just play this clip. I'll give you everybody a little trip down memory lane.
I proclaim the name of the Lord Jesus Christ over the capital of Texas. I stand against Islam and the false prophet Muhammad. Islam will never dominate the United States, and by the grace of God, it will not dominate Texas.
So you remember her, right? You remember her? Well, I found another clip of her, a very recent clip. Let me ask you this first in the chat. Are there any of you that drink energy drinks? We got any energy drink people? And if you do drink energy drinks, do any of you drink Monster or Red Bull? Which one do you prefer? right? Which one of you prefer energy drinks? Monster, Red Bull? My energy drink is coffee and anger. Let's do this. Start a poll. Do you drink Monster energy drinks? Now, I'll say this. Monster energy drinks is very popular. Somebody said Budweiser. You know what Budweiser stands for? Quick side note. Because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regularly. I may have had a lot of Budweiser in my life. If you drink Monster energy drinks, I want to know what you've been consuming. Monster energy drinks is all over everything. They have pushed it to children. They have pushed it into NASCAR. They've pushed it into all of these extreme sports. They're not pushing my coffee. I want to play this clip of this lady while we found her. We found her is all I got to say. I'm going to refill my coffee. We'll be back in a second.
Look at your M closely. There's a gap right here in the letter M. It's never connected. So you go into Hebrew. The letter Vav is also the number 6. Short top, long tail. Short top, long tail. You could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. But my interest is the word monster. What do you see in the O? There's a cross. Okay. What has Christ got to do with an energy drink, let alone the name Monster? So I thought, well, maybe this is a Christian company then. BFC at the bottom of the can. Do you know what that stands for? That's the F word. Big can. In fact, they write it on the side of the can, so I know that's the F word. Okay. Now, do you know what a MILF is? Yes. That's on the box. MILFs dig it, and you will too. This is not a Christian company at all. So why would they have put a cross on the can? Here is the message. Antichrist. 666 in Hebrew. And then the Bible talks about the beast in Revelation. And look at Monster's ad. This is their statement. You see these M's everywhere. Hats, t-shirts, bumper stickers. Is there another agenda here? If God can use people and product, so can Satan. And look at it this way. Even if the M was not the issue, you cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down, bottoms up, and the devil laughs. Something to think about. Wow. This is how clever Satan is and how he gets into the Christian home and a Christian's life, and it breaks God's heart. Jesus said, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Is she the most based woman that you're ever seen? If she has a husband, it's a grenade mug. Yeah, it's a grenade mug. There you go. This is a pot killer. This holds like 17 ounces of coffee or something. I don't know. How many Monster energy drinkers we got right there? How many we got? So let's say 600 votes, 8% say yes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Y'all better get right with the Lord. You better get right. When I drink Monster while driving, I don't blink. Right? It's interesting, all of those little references all into packaging. Do you believe that that's by accident or by design? If you believe it's by accident, type 1. If you believe it's by design, if you believe the devil had a hand in creating that, type 2. I believe the devil, as much as God, can have a hand in things. I believe that. I firmly believe it. Let's go here. I always like to use one of these. I don't know why. I'm just a big fan of the guy. I've always been a big fan of this guy. He's never let me down. Even whenever he was battling addiction and came out and admitted it, I prayed for him.
Never had it like we have it now.
Right.
And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
So that's Donald Trump calling into the rush bow. Damn, Ben, now I can't. What does that say? Damn, Ben, now I can't unsee you staring at the screen with your eyes wide open. I don't drink Monster. If I did, I would probably be worried. I'd probably go get an exorcism. There's Trump and Rush. Trump crawling into Rush, saying if they F around, they're going to find out. Well, they did. They did find out. And it's beautiful to watch. It is really interesting to see what has occurred. Right? Let me see. I want to show a couple of things. We got to take some phone calls. Y'all want some phone calls today? We got about 2,700 people on here. Advertisements like Canopsis. Okay. One thing I do want to show you real quick, and this is one of my sponsors on the channel. Give them a call right up here. This is Chapter Healthcare. They're going to help you find the actual best, the best Medicare program for you. When we get to $500,000 savings, they're going to donate $10,000 of savings that you all helped back to a veterans organization, either to help with the service dogs for veterans that I use, or guitars for veterans, or we might just send a bunch of Bibles to some veterans. There's probably some that need it. The number's scrolling right across the screen, 332-867-1305. On average, you're going to save about $150, $125, $150 a month. It's going to depend a lot on where you live and how many illegals have been deported. You do not have to press 1 for English. You do not have to press 1 for English for this organization. And it's free. You do not get charged 1 penny. Give them a call. We've had a lot of people here on the channel that have used them and really saved themselves a lot of money. So give them a call. Now, I've got a couple other clips here that I really wanted to play. This one is disgusting. But Nancy Mace, I believe she's running for governor of South Carolina. There are things about Nancy Mace I don't like. There are things that I do like about Nancy Mace. And sadly, the Democrat Party can't say that about any of their candidates because they just agree with them 100% or nothing.
That's the question. I'm going to answer your question.
Now you're going to
This was what I spent my time doing.
I'm a survivor trying to look out for other survivors, trying to
and I was taking care of the people who lost 3,000 lives.
And now you're being
at World
defiant
Trade
and
Center.
indignant today.
You asked me
I have
about
met
Howard
with Epstein survivors. I'm a survivor myself. You have emails. You've denied that Jeffrey Epstein, that you tried to get Jeffrey Epstein to give money to you.
I did
but
not.
Howard Lutnick was
If
used
you
to
have an
get
email
money.
with me asking Jeffrey
I
Epstein
have
for
an
money,
email from Howard Lutnick sending it to Jeffrey Epstein and his people to
I
raise
don't-
money for
I don't
you
know about-
for an event, an intimate event for you at his offices
Well,
at Cantor Fitzgerald. You're
look,
going to sit
if
here
you-
today
if you would
and
let me finish.
obfuscate and say to this committee, you didn't try to get money from Jeffrey Epstein when there was an intimate event in an email that Howard Lutnick emailed to Epstein's people and Epstein to get him to come to your intimate event at Cantor Fitzgerald, a very small event. And so I'm not going to public. You want to yell at me, that's fine, but I'll yell right back.
Well,
okay? I am looking out for
it's
survivors.
very-
I'm doing
look-
the job that you would not do and refuse to do as Secretary of State. Thank you, and I yield back to
no,
Congresswoman.
I'm going to finish answering the question, which I have a right to do.
She has a right to do it. I want to reclaim my time. I want to reclaim my time, right?
I am very sympathetic to your personal situation. I have read about it. I have seen you testify or speak on the floor about it.
Deflect.
And I very much sympathize with not only what you went through, but appreciate your effort to stand up for survivors.
Deflect, deny, deny. Deflect and deny. That's what she likes to do. That's Hillary's game. That's how she works. Supreme Court has blocked California's secret gender transition They're not going to allow kids to go from a stick shift to an automatic. In California, says it likely violated parental rights. Supreme Court ruled for parents to have a right to know and control any transition of their children. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I will be damned that is suddenly somebody says we need Wiener's laptop. I've got a clip of, let me see if I can find that. It's interesting that you say that about Wiener's laptop. Let me grab this. Let's go here. This is almost like on cue. It's like almost on cue. Let me show you this clip of old Anthony Weiner's laptop. You want to see this?
Hillary is the one who broke the law over and over and over again. We can be sure that what is in those emails is absolutely devastating. And I think we're going to find out, by the way, for the first time. Thank you, Uma. Thank you, Uma. Good job, Uma. Thank you, Anthony Weiner. And you all saw the statements I made about him a year ago. You know, in New York, we knew Weiner. And I made statements that were rough. Like, how can she be allowed to live with this guy? How can she have access to this important information? And I was badly criticized, right? Now they're saying, oh, Trump has good judgment. Wow. Got good instincts. I have good instincts.
You've got to love this, man. I love this guy. Anthony Weiner's laptop. They really don't want to talk about that one too much, do they? No, they don't. That's something the Democrat Party will not. That is collision avoidance. All right? Collision avoidance. This is a good one right here. This lady, I don't even know if this is a lady anymore. I don't know. This could be Hillary Clinton 4.0.
Information. Okay. I went to the fundraiser to support my friend Nita Lowy.
All right.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
I have
There
another.
are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that.
So this is where Lauren Boebert took a photo of Hillary, sent it to Benny Johnson, and this is where it almost lost all the opportunity.
I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would like
sake.
to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was,
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So I
well,
would like to take a break at this moment.
yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record.
She's dressed like Kim Jong-un. Right? I mean, I think her and Kim Jong-un shop at the same place. We got anybody living in Virginia? Are you worried about Virginia? Virginia Mosque hosts a memorial for the Ayatollah Khomeini. And I'm sure Obama will probably give the invocation. He'll probably lead the funeral in prayer. A Shia mosque in Northern Virginia. Who sang that song about Northern Virginia? What was the name of the country singer? He had a red beard. Rich Men North of Richmond, I think was the name of the song. I forget the damn guy's name. It was like Clay Henry or something. What was that guy's name? Somebody fill me in. A Shia mosque in Northern, somebody in the chat will know the guy's name. Shia mosque in Northern Virginia is honoring the legacy of the Ayatollah Oliver Anthony. There we go. Oliver Anthony. I was thinking Clay Henry. Whatever. I'm wrong. But this mosque in Virginia is honoring the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. Look at this. You like this? Right here in Virginia on Sunday, March 1st, the Ayatollah Khomeini was honored at a mostly peaceful but fiery funeral. They had a potluck. They had a potluck for the Ayatollah Khomeini. How many of you would have brought pork and beans? How many of you would have brought beanie weenies? How many of you would have brought pigs in a blanket? How many of you would have brought pork rinds? I think pigs in a blanket would be best. And you paint the little, the weenie with like a warhead. Virginia, you guys are cooked. You guys are cooked. Founder and imam of a Manassas mosque. Manassas. I want to say George Washington is rolling over in his grave if he's dead. Some of you in the chat probably think he's not dead. Some of you probably think Thomas Jefferson isn't dead either. Look at this, though. They actually had a damn memorial for this son of a bitch in Virginia. This dirty, filthy piece of fecal matter. I don't think there would be any better honor than finding his body. Feed them to the pigs. I don't think there would be any more fitting example of retribution than feed them to the pigs. And right here in Arkansas, we got some Razorbacks that would make a meal out of that son of a bitch. Let me show you something here. Do you remember all the searching for Nancy Guthrie? Right? Do you remember that? The news quickly pivoted from Nancy Guthrie. It's almost like she didn't disappear. Here, these two remember them searching for Nancy Guthrie. They're like, hey, where's Nancy Guthrie? We need Nancy back. It's a distraction. George Washington is now married to Elvis. I knew he got remarried. Let me ask you this. I'll just show you. Missing person in New Mexico. I think, was Nancy Guthrie in New Mexico or was it Arizona? A retired Air Force general who led United States military research lab that develops directed energy technology goes missing in New Mexico. I think that's like near Los Alamos. Who do you think we should be more concerned about missing? The guy that could potentially give directed energy weapons technology to the cartels, to Iran, to Russia, to China, to Japan? Should we be more concerned about him missing? Or somebody says JLR is waiting for Guthrie. I don't know who JLR is. Do you think he was kidnapped? This is some X-Files shit right here. This is X-Files. Tell me why it's a little more important that we find this guy. Because if he was leading the research at this lab and he's missing, look at this. Bernalillo County has issued a silver alert. Retired Major General Neil McCaslin, longtime leader, and Kirtland, former commander, Phillips research site. There you go. 68 years old. I believe he still works at the research facility. Oh, it's Albuquerque. Okay. Okay. 20 pounds of bacon and a fatty pork roast. Boom shakalaka. Nancy Guthrie, good luck. That story went away so fast, it's not even funny. Fox News hasn't even had 4 straight hours of coverage, which is weird. But this guy, and then we had another guy that got killed mysteriously, an astrophysicist. Astro, I always think of Democrats whenever I say ass. This is a big one. He could have some military secrets wrapped up in that brain of his. For damn sure. I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know what is important anymore. Let's see here. Somebody said go Army. Bremerton Shipyards. Yeah, good job. Let's see here. Just tried calling you. Guess you're not interested in any kind of dialogue. That you're a big YouTube star. Oh, we got a troll trying to call. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Very, very much appreciated. Large trolls.
Hello.
Large trolls. Thank you. Call anytime. We've got Trump, you magnificent bastard. Telly Savalas. I love that. Ben, if you can contact Hesketh, let him know that General Kane is out of uniform and in violation of what? His collar is covering far too many of his ribbons. It'd be nice to have an IG involved. Are you kidding me? Somebody really sent that message. Wow. Okay. That's a good one right there. That is a good message. That's a good message. Okay. We're going to take some phone calls this morning. I am not working today. I've got a couple of appointments. I get to go to the VA. I get to go to the VA today and see my doctor. I've got some health stuff going on. Hopefully I can keep doing the show as long as possible. I'd love for any and all of you to keep me in your prayers. That'd be nice. We're on the air, and there's a little Cash App donation if you want to donate. But let me know. I'm going to try to cut back on some of the cigars. I probably need to. Prayers for your health. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I don't share a lot of that stuff here, but whatever. Let's grab some calls here this morning. I want to talk to some of you folks. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Let's go right here. Kick us off with a good phone call to start the show. What do you got? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Ben, I'm calling from Darktown, PA. This is Darktown Pagan. How are you this morning?
Amazing, sir. Thank you for calling, Darktown.
Hey, what I'd like to say, there's a lot of things going on, brother. I'd really like to tell everybody we got to just get right with God. None of this really matters when you really look at it. You got to get right with God.
Okay. I don't think anyone can argue with you on that. And if they try, they're wrong, period. You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah. I just don't want everybody to get too involved with Guthrie and forget about God.
You're absolutely right. It's ironic that the news media is fawning all over a news pundit's mom. They're not saying a damn word about a retired general that could have secrets that could be inherently dangerous to national security.
Isn't that insane?
It is. Thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. I appreciate your time. There we go. Great call to kick us off. Great call to kick us off. Thank you so much. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. So easy to rile a leftist. So fragile. Some of them are fragile. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is where we try to grab some phone calls from some of the various people that are watching. And just turn down the audio. That's about the only special request that I have for anything on the show. That's about the only requirement that I mandate. And even if you hate America, you're welcome to call in. I don't really care. Go, Tommy, Guitar Man. What you got, Tommy?
Heidi ho, neighbors. I've got my popcorn out for Slick Willie and his accomplice.
Mhm.
Actually, I think he's the accomplice. She's the mastermind, isn't she?
You very well could be right. Very well. They're eating a lot of beef jerky and pizza.
Launcher for a cup. Almost.
Yep.
You are amazing, Ben. I have such a good time in the morning. Everybody have a great day.
Thank you, Tommy. Next caller, line 4. What do you got, line 4?
Hey, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Marla from Lakeland.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
I wanted to ask you a question.
I'll try to answer it, or I will lie to you.
I wanted to ask you a question. With all these Muslims coming into our country and opening mosques, we're having a war right now with Iran to get rid of them. What happens if they take over our country? Then they're going to have access to nukes.
How would they take over our country? I want to hear your approach.
Well,
here.
I'm hoping they wouldn't, but there could come a day down the road that.
But how would they take over our country? You said they would take over our country. How would they do that?
Through a war here in the United States.
A war here. Okay. All right. Well, I don't see that happening, but thank you very much. Line 5. What do you got, line 5?
Hello.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hi, this is Rhonda from Indiana.
Good morning,
And
Rhonda. Thank you for calling.
I watch you every day.
Thank you for
and
calling,
I
Rhonda.
just am calling you this morning to let you know that I will be praying for your health, and you got to keep our show going.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. I really appreciate you. You stay positive. It's nice talking to you. I think you're a new caller, so thank you very much for that kind thoughts. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You take care and
have a good day.
and enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your freedom while it lasts. Thank you, Rhonda. Great call from Rhonda. This is a damn big coffee cup. This is a damn big coffee cup. Line 3. What do you got, line 3? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Michigan. I'm the guy who called Saturday and talked to you. I was just wondering if you got guitar player, if you got my text message.
I don't know. I get 100 text messages on this line a day. I have no idea. I'm just be honest with you. I get 100 on here a day. I believe. I'll tell you this. There are 86 voicemails on this line right now. What do you got though, real quick? Because I got another callers. I got them lined up. What you got?
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you. I got the calls lined up. It's like the men's room at a Rush concert. There we go. Kara, Beaumont, Texas. What you got, Kara?
Good morning, Ben. I wanted to let you know that I'm praying for you, and I've been sick as well. But anyway, this is part of being human, I guess. But so I just heard on True Social that one of Bill Clinton, during his deposition, he admitted that his first trip on Jeffrey Epstein's plane was with J.B. Pritzker and his wife from Illinois.
Yeah, I think we all saw that. Absolutely. Yeah.
I just saw it anyway, but I'm sorry. But anyway, y'all have a great day. God bless you, Ben.
Thank you, Kara. I appreciate it. It's really funny that someone the size of J.B. Pritzker, and they're worried about how much my luggage weighs when I go to the airport. Let's go here. Line 3. What do you got, line 3? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Ben, this is Shelby calling from What the Heck Have They Been, Shamokin, Pennsylvania.
What do you got, Shelly?
I'm from Virginia. I'm from southeastern Virginia. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, for real. Abigail Spanberger, whatever the heck her name is.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand her. And the mosque holding a memorial for Khomeini.
You love
Honey,
that?
I would have shown up with bacon, barbecue, pork chops. This is so maddening. I've been saying, I want to go home and visit my family.
Uh-huh.
I thought about moving back to Virginia with everything that's going on now. no way. I will move somewhere else. Might even show up in Arkansas. You never know.
Don't come here. It's horrible. This is the worst place in America. Thank you for calling. God bless you. Arkansas
hon.
is the worst. For all the liberal trolls watching, this is the worst place in the world to move to. Absolute worst state in America. Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hey there.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, I'm calling from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Good morning,
Hey,
Raleigh, North Carolina. The Pirates, right? That's the name of your college football team, the East Carolina Pirates. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. There you go.
I've been there a few times.
Hey, I'm a first time, short time. I just came across your channel this morning, and great job. Really like your broadcast and where you're coming from. Hey,
I'm waiting for the butt. I'm waiting for the butt.
Waiting for the what?
The butt. I feel like you've set me up. You've came in. You've enticed me with a comment. And now it's going to be, but what's the next part? Let's hear it.
No, man. I'm not a troll. I don't set people up. I'm just
joking.
like Donald Trump. Just like Donald Trump. I'm totally transparent.
What do you do for a living? You don't have to share it if you do, or whatever industry, but what kind of work do you do for a living?
Sales management.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where do you get a lot of your news from?
Mostly from the Fox Broadcasting Network, but I try not to drink all the Kool-Aid. I mean, if you listen to any one particular person or network, then you're shortchanging yourself. You need to get a taste of what else is being said. You don't have to like it or believe it, but you're not doing yourself any favors to live in a bubble.
I watch a lot of MSN and CNN because I want to know what those retards are thinking.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I saw, I'm not sure what the guy's name is. He was like the national security advisor for Joe Biden on Morning Schmo this morning.
Oh, God.
And of course, it was more ass kissing. We ought to be making deals, sending more pallets of money to Iran and not bombing them. Just totally disgusting, but certainly expected.
Well, I appreciate you calling. What else would you like to say, or was that your point? I'm sorry.
No, that wasn't my point. Here's my point. The Megyn Kellys of the world, who I like, and the Tucker Carlsons of the world need to watch Sean Ryan's podcast where he had Annie Jacobson on to talk about her book about nuclear war.
Okay.
She explained in great detail how a nuclear explosion on our planet would lead to its destruction.
Let me ask you something real quick. You bring up a very solid point. Do you watch a lot of Sean Ryan's interviews?
I try to, yeah. If I'm familiar with, I wasn't familiar with her. I just happened to watch it. And
what do you think about? What do you think about Sean Ryan interviewing Gavin Newsom for 5 hours, or interviewing Hunter Biden for 5 hours?
It's his show. If those are the guests he wants to have, who am I to tell him not to? Who am I to tell him who to and who not to interview?
Let me ask you this: are you aware there's no statute of limitations on tax evasion and drug trafficking?
Oh, I'm assuming you're implying that he's been pursued for tax evasion and drug trafficking.
Well, drug trafficking leads to tax evasion because nobody pays taxes on the drugs that they bring into the country. And Sean Ryan is he's openly admitted that he ran a drug cartel in Colombia, Bogota. Does that
really?
You've never heard that?
No.
Does that change your prerogative on Sean Ryan at all?
Yeah, that would be more concerning. But the point of my call is for the people in the world who think it's okay to just string Iran along until they get a nuclear weapon, are kidding themselves about what that would look like to the U.S. going forward. All of this heartache and pain over people saying imminent threat. Well, I wish they would define imminent threat. Do they consider it an imminent threat when the warhead is in the air, about to shower down on St. Louis, Denver, Los Angeles, New York, Miami?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to stop the troublemakers before they have the ability to blackmail you. North Korea. Look at North Korea. The history of North Korea.
I'm going to show you something here real quick. I'm in firm agreement with you. If I'm in a restaurant and there's a guy sitting across the room and he says, "Hey, I've got a knife. I'm going to stab your wife," I'm not going to wait for him to get up and come to the table. And that's what we're doing. I want to show you something here. I want you to keep watching. I'm going to pull up this clip of Sean Ryan admitting to running a drug cartel in Colombia. And then I want you to rethink some of what he's putting out there. And I'll tell you this. Okay. That's not his real name, but I'll let you look that up. Thank you for calling. I really appreciate talking to somebody that's got a good prerogative on things. Thank you. Call back anytime, and you're always welcome. Let me play this clip.
Appreciate it.
Let me play this clip here that I've got of old Sean. Let me find that clip. I just brought it up there. Wait, where is that? Whoa, here we go. Let's go here. Let's take a little trip down memory lane. Little memory lane stuff here.
You know about this?
Nothing good happens in Colombia.
No, nothing good does happen in Colombia.
No, I do know a little bit about your troubles. And that was a rough period for you. Explain why and why Colombia.
Well, originally I went to Colombia because when I had joined the SEAL teams, I had always wanted to go to Team 4 because I wanted to do the counter drug ops. Well, then, 9/11 kicked off, obviously, and that wasn't a focus at all. And so when I was in the agency, I'd broken up with a girlfriend. And so I decided I wanted to travel, and I was just infatuated. I mean, those were all the documentaries I was watching when I went to the recruiter. That was the only thing going on at the time was Panama and kind of the counter drug situation down in South America, which a lot of that was in Colombia.
Since documented in shows like Narcos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I decided I wanted to go check it out down there. And so I
mean, that's crazy talk. Just like as a pin in this, that's crazy talk. Nobody looks at a show like Narcos or Panama and says, "Yes, I want to go there." That's all normal people are like, "Thank God that's down there."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was for a number. I wanted to see. I wanted to be in a jungle environment, and so I went to check it out. Had a great time, and so I just kept going back, all the way past my time at the agency. But then it turned into, we had just kind of spoken about addiction to adrenaline. And so I was going down there doing a lot of stuff that I shouldn't be doing, cocaine. And then once I left the agency, I kind of started building a network down there. And it was exciting to me. I was in overseas, building my own network, kind of felt like I was kind of running my own operations.
What kind of operations?
Drug networks. And so I wanted to see how.
Drug networks. Peter Bardis, not a dealer, blank with a little leap from my friends. Okay. I think he just said that he ran a drug network. I'm not sure what that means because I've never had my own drug network. Well, yeah, okay. 5-hour interview with Hunter. I'm sure talking about where you get the best booger sugar. Yeah, I'm sure. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Let me know. What do you think? I'm just asking questions here. I'm just asking questions. That's what we do here. We just ask questions, right? Lines are open, 615-475-7864. I want to check in on a couple of things here real quick that I saw kicking off. And Very interesting timeline we're in, though. This is, where is this? Go right here, line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hi, Ben. It's Eunice. How are you, dear?
Good morning, Eunice. Thank you for calling. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's been a while. I just want to say that everything that's going on, like with Iran and everybody, I think we got to stay behind President Trump 100%. We can't be half on, half off. You're either with us or you're not, or that means you're against us. But we got to support him wholeheartedly. And as far as these Muslims and all that, personally, I think we should get them all out of the country, every single one of them, get rid of all these mosques. And as far as immigration, I think it should be halted for like the next 50 years because the way things are going, we have to get it right the way it was, the way we like it. And if you don't align with our values that we are in America, shouldn't be here. And even if you're American, because we have got to come first. And as long as we've got President Trump, we got a chance. But if we don't turn out for the midterms and everything, well, the only people we got to blame are ourselves. So I would think long and hard about if you're not going to vote or if you're not going to stand behind Trump. And thank you to all the military. And Ben, I hope everything works out well for you as far as your health.
Thank you so much, Eunice. Inspirational phone call. I really appreciate that. I know you got my back. You take care and have a great day. God bless you. Hold up this live footage. I'd like to see what the heck is going on here. Apparently there's some stuff happening. Let's go here. Line 3. Go right ahead, line 3.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning. Good morning.
I hope that everything works out with you at the VA today, and I'll keep you in my prayers.
Thank you.
But I was calling in on your question about should drug dealers go to prison.
Sure.
Absolutely. Active drug dealers out here selling that fentanyl poison and killing our kids should absolutely go to prison.
Mm-hmm. I noticed you used the word active. What about former drug dealers?
Well, now most former drug dealers have already been busted and gone to prison.
What if they haven't? Should they still have to pay their penance?
Absolutely.
Thank you for calling. Line 3, go right ahead.
Hey, Ben, this is Gary the Trucker.
Gary the Trucker, thank you for calling.
Thanks, sir. I just want to give a big shout out for Eunice. She is point on. And with all these Muslims and these mosques, you know, only way we fight back, try to get a big fund together so we can put a smoking pit barbecue right next to every Muslim mosque that's going up in America.
I believe I'm tired of pressing 1 for English and I want more barbecues places. I agree. Thank you for calling,
Amen,
Gary.
brother.
God
Amen.
bless
Thank
you.
For your service. God
Thank
bless
you. Let's go here. I want to see what this story is cracking off right here because this is cracking off here in the Middle East. We know that. Let's see here.
War in the Middle East intensifying with the entire region now seemingly under attack. You can see smoke rising in Beirut this morning as Israel pounds Hezbollah targets there.
And in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the embassy there hit by 2 drones, according to the Saudi Defense Ministry, with thankfully no injuries reported. That, of course, being the U.S. embassy. Now, despite the attacks and tragic deaths of now 6 U.S. service members, the American military is not slowing down, sharing these images of a newly destroyed Iranian naval ship, highlighting the massive firepower being used in this operation. You're watching Fox and Friends First here on a Tuesday morning. I'm Todd Pyro.
And I'm Carly Shimkus. President Trump says the U.S. is ahead of schedule, but the fighting could end up lasting longer than the initial projected timeline of 4 to 5 weeks. Let's head to Tel Aviv, where Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yangst has the very latest on the ground there. Hi, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Today, the Iranian regime continued their ballistic missile attacks against Israel. We watched here in Tel Aviv as multiple interceptions took place overhead. We know also overnight the Israelis sent a number of troops into southern Lebanon. They say they're just a few hundred meters into the country, and this is meant to be a defensive posture against the Iran-backed terror organization. They are concerned about the possibility of cross-border attacks now that the northern front with this Iran-backed group has opened. The Israelis responding with more airstrikes against the Lebanese.
I did see a comment that says seemingly under attack. Seemingly under attack. Yeah. Not really under attack. Seemingly under attack. Now, I believe Trump has posted something that there's some kind of something's supposed to happen today, March 3rd. I don't know what, but I think he did allude to that. Okay. There's a lot of people that don't want boots on the ground in there. And I don't think we get boots on the ground. But I want to ask this. Do you support boots on ground if Trump wants it? If Trump needs it to happen? Do you think Trump will use boots on the ground? I don't know if he will or not. It's an interesting timeline. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's go here. Let's grab a couple more calls here. I want to hear what everybody else is thinking. Do you support boots on the ground if Trump says so? I'm going to go with the president on whatever he's going to say. He's got the intel briefings that, me and Benny Johnson aren't allowed in. But the same people that don't want boots on the ground there are in support of boots on the ground in every other place that we've got them. Let's go here. Line 2. What do you got, line 2?
Hi, Ben. Just wanted to let you know that I have my medicine man send up prayers for you.
Thank you very much.
And
A medicine man. You've got a medicine man.
Yeah, I'm Pasquayaki. Anyway,
you're Native American. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I am learning about the Christian Bible. I'm doing Bible studies too, but we still practice.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. He wants me to send you some bitter root. How do I send that to you? It's tea.
I'll put my address down at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to scroll it down there in just a second. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
God bless you. Medicine woman. Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. These are all the active cameras right here across the country, or all across the Middle East right now. And we're not seeing a whole lot happening. Go here. Well, that's Bill. I don't really want to talk to Bill. That's Hillary. She makes me scared. I do live in Arkansas, so I don't want to get Arkansided by any means. Man, we're getting rid of a lot of Hillary stuff there. Okay. Let's go here. I want to see what some of these other channels, like some of these big news channels, are showing. 1,000 Iranian combatants killed in Operation Epic Fury. Oh, J.D. Vance. I love every bit of this conversation. Let's go J.D. Vance right here. Let's go.
Well, Israel is now facing a two-front war with missile and rocket attacks from
what kind of cocktail dress is Ainsley wearing today?
Iran, as well as Hezbollah in Lebanon. For the latest on the ground, we go to our chief foreign correspondent, Trey Yinks, who is live in Tel
no
Aviv.
cocktail
Trey.
dress. Damn it.
Hey guys, good morning. I do want to start with some breaking news. A senior Israeli official telling Fox News that more than 1,000 enemy combatants have been killed in Iran since the operation began. This is based on their latest battle damage assessment. As we continue to track developments here, we are looking to Israel's northern border with Lebanon, where overnight the Israelis sent forces into southern Lebanon to take what Israeli officials are calling a defensive posture against the Iran-backed terror group Hezbollah. This posture is expected to remain over concerns about cross-border attacks. Overnight, more rockets were fired into northern Israel from Lebanon, and the Israelis striking back, hitting more targets in the Lebanese capital of Beirut, specifically around the Dakhya neighborhood, a Hezbollah stronghold. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu speaking with Sean Hannity overnight saying this.
With these ballistic missiles, these weapons of mass death, these weapons of terror, they're terror weapons. They bombed all these countries. And when they develop the intercontinental ballistic missiles, they'll threaten you and eventually they'll bomb you. This is what President Trump understood. And alone among U.S. presidents that I've worked with, he took action. And we're all very, very lucky that he did.
Israel's prime minister making clear that this Iranian threat, it's all connected across the region, whether it's their proxies, their ballistic missile program, or their attempts to rebuild their nuclear program. And overnight, the Iranians launching more attacks toward the Gulf, targeting the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with 2 drones. The embassy was vacant at the time. There were no injuries reported. We're also following developments out of Kuwait, where smoke was seen rising as these attacks against Gulf countries continue. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance.
Smoke's rising. They got a new pope.
Vance tried to lay out a timeline overnight, describing new details about the plans of the Trump administration. Take a listen.
There's just no way that Donald Trump is going to allow this country to get into a multi-year conflict with no clear end in sight and no clear objective. He's defined that objective as Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon and has to commit long-term to never trying to rebuild their nuclear capability.
Intense days of battle are expected ahead. The Israelis are still going after Iran's ballistic missile launching positions, but this morning sirens have sounded across this country multiple times amid new incoming fire. Guys?
So, Trey, based on your source, and I know the American government is trying to figure this out as well, but who is running the operation in Iran right now? Do we know? I know there was, they had 4 guys.
Who do you think's running the operation in Iran? My guess is China. My guess is that China is absolutely running this. Oh, I love this comment here. Hope all goes well. Don't let the VA give you another chance to die for your country. Tom and Bella, thank you very much for becoming a member. We always try to get a bunch of new members here on the channel. Really appreciate that. Oh God, that's bad. Wow. Okay. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Apparently this is a thing. Are you kidding me? Ilhan Omar? What is she doing? Let's go troll under the bridge. What you got for me, troll?
Hey, prayers for your health, Ben.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Hey, I don't think any of us want boots on the ground. We want to keep our soldiers safe, but there comes a time when wants and needs need to be separated. And if it means we need boots on the ground to keep them from getting a nuclear device from using against us or anybody else in the world, then so be it. And also, I see a lot of people in other chats and some on here. We're worried about gas prices. Gas prices are a small sacrifice to make to getting rid of these demons off the face of this earth.
Let me tell you something. Do you know how much gas or oil we get from Iran?
Nothing.
0. Do you know why Trump went after Venezuela before Iran?
I'm assuming to hopefully somewhat level off the prices a little bit from what's going to happen with the OPEC raising the prices over there.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Everybody loves the military until the military has to do military shit.
Sounds about right.
Everybody says, I support the troops until the troops have to do military shit. And then they quickly go from supporting the military to dunking on the president. Prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's all Trump's fault. It's all Trump's fault.
It's all Trump's fault, right? I mean, that's exactly the way it is, man. That's the way it is. Everybody says, I love the troops. I support the troops. And then the troops got to do some troop stuff. And then it's like, you know what? Troops, their love for the troops is overshadowed by their hatred for the president.
Yep. Hey, the imam over there in Dearborn Heights is also praising the crap out of this Khomeini piece of crap as well. So it's not just in one location. There's imams all over in mosques all around the area now that are starting to come out with this crap. So everybody keep safe and stay strapped.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, man. God bless you.
God bless everybody.
Thank you, Troll. Our resident troll, he's in charge of all the trolls around the country. He is their leader. This is something interesting, and if this is true, she should be arrested at a minimum, deported at a maximum. Ilhan Omar warned Iran before Trump's military strike. Nearly 2 days before the strike, Omar posted about the Iran attack that left 3 service members killed. Her post put our troops in danger. Iraq was attacked by the U.S. during Ramadan. Makes no sense. Doesn't mean shit. Let's go here. Line 3. What do you got? Line 3 is lit up. What you got?
Good morning, Ben. It's Greg from Ohio, and prayers to you, bud. I hope the old Sawbones gives you good news today, brother.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I hope he's
I
got
am
a small
just
finger.
really wondering the same thing you just asked. Who's running Iran right now? Because the first day or so, we took out all their military leaders, and according to the reports we're getting, well, so-called reports, I'm just wondering who's running it and where are they storing all their ammo? This doesn't make sense. If we did all that damage the first day or two, how are they still carrying on?
Here's my thing. China's number one supplier of oil is Iran. So that tells me Iran's number one customer is China. I don't know about you, but if I owned a business and my number one customer was paying all my bills, who am I going to be the nicest to?
Yeah.
Does that make a lot of sense? I mean, I'm
yeah,
no
it does
rocket
make
scientist.
sense. But like I said, it's a big country. I guess they could have ammo stored in the hills, and it's just going to take a long time to find all this stuff. And
I agree.
I pray for the people of Iran because they don't deserve this, but in the long run, maybe we should just make it a parking lot.
What
I
part
don't
of the
know.
country do you live in? I forgot.
I
that.
live in Northeast Ohio.
Northeast Ohio. So you have a very big Somalian population up that way, don't you?
Yeah, it's been quiet for a while, but now it's all coming out. And I love J.D. Vance, but I am really surprised that he isn't speaking up, or he was born in that area where they're eating the cats and stuff.
Do you think he's got his hands full with a couple other things cooking right now?
I don't have any opinion on it, but and it's the same with the train wreck that we had here in Northeast Ohio. He was there one day, and everybody seems to have forgotten about that. And we're kind of doomed with that, also.
Who was the president whenever the train wreck happened?
Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Okay. How often did Joe Biden ever visit there?
Never came. Well, he was out of office when the train crashed, but Donald Trump came right away, and then following was J.D. Vance, and that's the last I ever heard of it. There's
Thank
a
you
big
for calling.
lawsuit.
I got somebody
that's
else.
never going to happen.
I really appreciate you for your time. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 4. Line 4. Line 4. Go right ahead.
Yes. Hello.
Turn your audio down in the background. I think it says
Oh
it
yeah, I'm
right
turning
there
it down.
on
I
the
just
screen.
wanted to tell you, man, I hope you feel better, and I hope they tell you some good results. I'm coming from South Carolina. My governor is McMaster. Kudos to him, and I love your show.
Is
I
Nancy
really
Mace
does.
going to be the next governor down there?
She's coming down here, and they need to leave her alone. The ethnical community, they messing with her right now. They need to leave her alone.
Do you like Nancy Mace? You like Nancy?
I like the way she grilled old Hillary Clinton.
I agree with you. You know, that's the good thing about it is I can agree and you can agree with certain things that she does and disagree on others. The Democrat Party overlooks all criminal activity and they vote blue no matter who. But you and I can question things, right? You go to church, I'm assuming,
yeah.
right? You go to church?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I decree and declare in the blood of Jesus that party will be dismantled.
I am a firm believer, and my grandfather did a little bit of that stuff. And his thing was he would never tell people when he was going to preach from the book of Revelation because nobody would show up that Sunday. And I don't know how many of you in the chat have a preacher, but I would love to know the last time any of you watching that your preacher preached from the book of Revelation. Because I can't even tell you the last time my preacher preached from the book of Revelation. And I want to know why not.
They need to.
I don't know. I've never seen Joel Osteen preach from the book of Revelation.
Lord, we're not going to go there with him.
That prosperity doctrine, I'm not a fan of the prosperity doctrine.
We need Billy Graham back.
I will tell you this. You know what? I'm not going to say anything. Never mind. I am a huge supporter of Billy Graham, and I love his son as well. And I think they have done so much for the world. And my grandfather was a big proponent of Billy Graham as well. And he knew Billy Graham on a like a personal level. So yeah, I'm a big proponent. Billy Graham. The world lost a hell of a man whenever they lost Billy Graham. Thank you for calling. I love you. Take care.
All right, love you too, man. Thanks.
Let's go here. Line 4. Line 4. Go right ahead. Line 4.
Hey, this is Dave from Southern Ohio.
Dave in Southern Ohio. What you got, Dave?
I'm not too far from your old buddy Johnny Paycheck stomping ground.
Oh, he was an Army veteran. He got kicked out for falling asleep.
Oh, he got in trouble for shooting a damn Democrat up there in the bar one night, too.
That's right. You're absolutely right. What would you like to say this morning?
Well, the guy called in about the train wreck up here in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump was not president when that happened.
I thought it was Biden.
Biden was the president. Booty Butt come riding in on the railroad track with no seat on his bicycle.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
They dropped him off about 2 blocks away, and he rode in like the Lone
He
Ranger.
rode in, and then that damn Frog Eyes, our governor up there, decided to burn the place.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Well, thank you for calling, sir. I really appreciate you.
Hey, I got one more thing I want to tell you here real quick
Go
about
right.
Cincinnati shooting.
Go right ahead.
That was not a terrorist attack.
Was it a gang
That's just
thing?
an everyday occurrence in Cincinnati now.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I'm surprised it even made the news.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you calling.
They shoot down there, hell, 7 days a week, 24/7.
That's sad, isn't it?
It is sad, and they should call Cincinnati Little New York.
Well, thank you for calling.
Cincinnati's done.
God bless you. Cincinnati is done. Wow. I did not know Cincinnati was that bad. I had no clue that Cincinnati was cooked. Don't know if any of you were. Not Revelations, but they preach a lot about tithing. Yeah, tithing. That's a good one, isn't it? Here you go. Poll in the chat. Has your preacher preached from the book of Revelations last 6 months? No. A lot of us believe we're in the end times, or we've got some biblical prophecy. Why won't preachers talk about that? Why won't they do that? Let's go right here. Line 4. What do you got? Line 4.
Hello, it's Dave in Virginia.
Dave in Virginia. What you got, Dave?
Well, you know, I was just thinking I would come out of retirement to be the jailer on the dungeon level to lock Omar up and a few others.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
Yep. Bread and water for all of them.
Bread and water. It would have to be, well, I would think bacon sandwiches is what I would request for most of them. That would kind of get rid of a lot of the problems. Dave, I appreciate you calling, brother.
Thanks, Ben. Good talking to you.
God bless you. I'm going to put this on. It looks like I'm going to put this on here real quick. I'm going to refill my coffee real quick. And it looks like that Kristi Noem is testifying in front of Congress about DHS operations. Let's roll it.
Are subject to abusive conditions and inadequate medical care. This includes Liam Ramos, the 5-year-old arrested with his father in Minnesota, who became ill in detention, and Amalia, an 18-month-old baby who became so sick with a respiratory illness she was hospitalized for 10 days, only to be returned to detention and denied medication. We have also seen an unprecedented number of deaths in ICE custody. 7 people died last December alone. 9 have died this year. This includes Geraldo Lunas Campos, who was choked to death by guards. This avoidable tragedy was classified as a homicide by the county medical examiner. The Department of Homeland Security's response: try and deport the witnesses as quickly as possible. Secretary Noem and her rogue immigration agents seem to believe they are above the law and accountable only to the president and Stephen Miller's evil vision of a hateful America. Chief Judge Patrick Schultz of Minnesota, a Republican appointee, found that ICE violated at least 96 court orders in Minnesota in January, the month of January alone, which he said was, quote, likely more than some federal agencies have violated in their entire existence. And hundreds of federal judges have ruled more than 4,440 times that ICE is detaining immigrants illegally. That is an extraordinary rebuke from the federal bench. It hasn't stopped there. This department has trampled on the Fourth Amendment.
I can't listen to Dick Durbin. I can't listen to Tricky Dick. I don't know about you, but I can't listen to that guy. Thank you for letting me do that. No more coffee. I'm going to go to some water. Apparently I'm only supposed to have black coffee, and I got to get some lab work done. So there we go. That's what we're doing today. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Love to talk to you. Love to get your opinion on what you think is happening. Former CNN loser. Okay. That's every person that works at CNN or formerly worked at CNN. Speaking of losers, let's go here. I want to see what you think about this. This guy thinks a lot of himself, doesn't he? Really thinks a lot of himself. Let's go here. Watch this.
And so I look at the landscape now, and the people I see as, I'll narrow it down to foreign policy. Okay. Who is effectively opposing neoconservative foreign policy, which has been the dominant foreign policy of the United States for my entire life, which has been so destructive, I think, and I've seen it. Who are the voices who are sincere in their opposition to that and who have some ability to change the country's orientation on foreign policy? And those would include Marjorie Taylor Greene, J.D. Vance, Matt Gaetz, me. And so I look at the landscape now, and
so Tucker Carlson says the people that can change J.D. Vance, I agree with. Tucker Carlson, I don't agree with. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't agree with. Tucker Carlson is, and Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz basically ran out of Congress because he wouldn't pay for his teenage girlfriend's dentist appointment to get some braces. And I'm sure he had some other stuff going on with some parties with some young girls. That's why he left. But wow, Tucker Carlson really thinks a lot of himself, doesn't he? Did we ever launch an SDV? One of the submarines I was on, we had that capability. I will just say that. That's all I'm going to say about that conversation. Some of that stuff I don't necessarily talk about. But, you can go and look some of those things up and see which submarines had those capabilities if you want. I just, I can't talk about some of that stuff. Let's go here. I love this guy, dadgummit. I love this guy.
Are you aware that we are sending $40 million a week to the Taliban?
Yes, sir.
Can you name other instances of foreign aid going to terrorist organizations?
We have assisted al-Shabaab in Somalia. There's been instances of the Hamzi network in Sudan, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, Kataiba Hezbollah, Hayat Tahrir al-Shams in Syria. Dozens of terror organizations have received indirect assistance from U.S. foreign aid.
Are you aware that we are sending 40?
This is crazy. I hope if nothing else comes out of this Iran conflict, that we absolutely shut off all foreign aid to these countries that literally want to kill us. This just came out. War Powers. President Trump has transmitted his official notice of military intervention in Iran, just as his predecessors have. So he's got 60 days without having to get congressional approval. You got 60 days. Now, for some people, they use like 30 years. This is the entire script. I write to apprise you military action taken on February 28th. So he's got 60 days from February 28th. That would be March 28th, April 28th, first part of May that he's got until he has to get a congressional approval. They're going to freak out about this. The Democrats are going to freak out about this because Trump is playing by the rules. The lines are open. Feel free to call in. I'd love to get your opinion on what you think that is happening, what's going to occur. We've got, what is this going on? Let me see what that is. That's an interesting look. Hold up. Okay. See here. Uh-oh. Okay, we're about to get fiery. This is about to get into a mostly fiery but peaceful argument here, I think. Let me back this up to where she gets to talking. I believe this is Kristi Noem making her opening statement. Let's see here.
God, thank you for that positive response. You please go ahead and give your opening statement.
This is going to be fire.
No.
I was just about to say, how long will it take for a protester? I was just about to say this. How long does it take a protester to come in? And it took, she sat down. There's Amy Klobuchar, probably the next governor of Minnesota.
Okay. Well,
how did they allow this asshole in there with a backpack? Haven't they watched the Nancy Guthrie coverage?
Disaster, not icing. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're not saying abolish ICE. You're not saying abolish ICE. You're not saying.
you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the ranking member, Senator Durbin, as well, and the distinguished members of this committee. I appreciate the opportunity to be with all of you today and talk about the important matters and work that the Department of Homeland Security does every single day. The Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, could maybe pull the microphone closer to you, please? Okay. And the red light is on?
Yep, it is.
Okay, proceed.
The Department of Homeland Security was established in the aftermath of 9/11, one of the darkest days in our nation's history. That resulted in the death of nearly 3,000 Americans. The mission of the Department of Homeland Security at that time was just as critical as it is today. We protect our American people, we prevent acts of terrorism, and we defend our homeland. Every action that the Department of Homeland Security takes is guided by that mission and by that responsibility. Thanks to President Trump's leadership and the hard work of the men and women of DHS, our department has delivered historic results and has made our communities safer. Since the start of President Trump's second term, daily encounters along the southwest border declined by 96% compared to the Biden administration's daily average. We've reached the lowest levels ever recorded in U.S. Customs and Border Protection's history. In President Trump's first year, total Border Patrol apprehensions along the southwest border were less than the average of a single month under the Biden administration. For 10 straight months, the Border Patrol has released 0 illegal aliens into the interior of the United States. And in President Trump's historic first year back in office, nearly 3 million illegal aliens have left the United States as a result of the administration's enforcement efforts from following the law. That includes 2.2 million that have voluntarily left and returned back to their home countries, and more than 675,000 detainments and deportations. A majority of the aliens that were arrested by Immigrations and Customs Enforcement have a criminal record and have been charged with or convicted of secondary crimes in addition to their initial crime of being in the United States illegally. During this period, ICE has arrested over 1,500 known and suspected terrorists. more than 7,700 known gang members, many of them that were allowed to come into this country under the Biden administration. We have also reached the lowest murder rate in the last 125 years since that data was tracked. Under President Biden, more than 450,000 unaccompanied alien children went missing or were lost due to the dangerous open border policies that were embraced. Under President Trump, the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Health and Human Services have already located over 145,000 of these children and returned them back to their families and back to people who care about them. And we will not stop until every single one of those children is found. Fentanyl trafficking at the southern border is down. It's been cut by over 56% because of that secure border and the enforcement actions that have been taking there. And that's compared to the same period of time in 2024. The Coast Guard has seized enough cocaine the past year to prevent quantities capable of killing more than 193 million Americans, and it's kept them off of our streets. In fact, total interdiction efforts under the Trump administration have prevented 1.7 billion lethal doses of drugs from killing our next generation of Americans. These results reflect the fact that we are enforcing the laws that Congress has passed. I want to address the dangerous environment that our ICE officers face on the streets today. They are facing a serious and escalating threat as a result of deliberate mischaracterizations of their heroic work and rhetoric that demonizes our law enforcement. DHS has documented an 8,000% increase in death threats against our ICE officers and their families, as well as more than 1,300% increase in assaults while carrying out the lawful enforcement operations that they do every single day. I recognize that members of this committee may hold differing views about immigration policy, but it's important that we distinguish between disagreements over policy and the department's operational responsibility to enforce existing law that has been passed by Congress. It's our duty as a department to defend our homeland. The latest Democrat-led shutdown of DHS is reckless, it's unnecessary, and it undermines the American national security, and it harms the men and women who work at DHS and their families. Despite the House passing a bipartisan, bicameral full-year DHS funding bill, it is Senate Democrats who've chosen not to fund the department and have held this department hostage. As a result, critical national security missions, including border security, immigration enforcement, aviation security, disaster response, cybersecurity, and the protection of critical infrastructure are all being strained. Our ability to provide for a safe and successful World Cup is being hindered as well. More than 100,000 dedicated DHS employees are once again being asked to work without pay for the third time in just 5 months. At a time when we've produced the most secure border in history and removed nearly 3 million illegal aliens from our country, disrupting the department responsible for those gains is indefensible. I want to thank the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security for their professionalism, for their dedication, for their commitment to keeping America safe and continuing to show up and work even though they aren't being compensated for it. They've kept us safe and they have patience, and our success is only possible because of their service and sacrifices. I also want to thank our angel families that are behind us to tell their stories and testimonies, and also thank my husband for being here in support as well. Thank you for the opportunity to testify, Mr. Chairman, and to all the distinguished members. I look forward to your questions today. With that, I yield back.
I have spoken about the 10-minute times that we have. Get it up to 10 minutes for me. It's on 5 minutes. 10 minutes.
I don't know about listening to Chuck Grassley because I think he is part of the problem. I think he is an absolute rhino. He has done nothing to help pass the SAVE Act. And I think he's going to just come out with some BS right here.
Ill intent. Given the Iran conflict, what steps has Homeland Security taken to protect the potential against potential Iranian sleeper cells and
How many times can he say potential? How about pass the SAVE Act, asshole?
related terrorism?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We work every single day with our intelligence agencies and law enforcement partners to make sure that We are investigating and finding any threats to the homeland here within our borders. We work with the FBI often, and Homeland Security Investigations specializes in this kind of work each and every day. Not only that, we go back and we are revetting some of the individuals and some of the programs that we may have concerns about, looking at social media, also going through those interviews that are necessary for some of our programs that the Biden administration abused and perverted under their time there as well. We look at the fact, Mr. Chairman, that over the last administration, when millions of people streamed across our border, we don't necessarily know who all came into our country. We know that we have many dangerous individuals that came in unvetted, and we are working every single day to find them and to make sure that we're preventing the next attack and preventing the next crime they may perpetuate against the American people.
Yeah. You heard in my opening statement about the Inspector General's report on airport security screening. After Congress had been told of the report, you announced $1 billion in airport security upgrades. Press report have sources attacking you for changing the shoe removal policy. Does the $1 billion investment relate to the issue in the Inspector General's report? And then I have a follow-up to that.
Well, sir, I can't speak directly to that report because it is classified. I will tell you.
These are pre-planned questions. One of his assistants ran these questions through ChatGPT. They gave her the questions so that this is set it up, knock it down. I like what he's doing. I don't agree with it. And I believe Chuck Grassley is part of the problem. You're absolutely right. Grassley is the one that will not throw out the blue slip blocking 60 prosecutor appointments. I agree with you. Lines are open. I want to get your take on this because I can't watch Chuck Grassley. I cannot. He reminds me of Otis from the Andy Griffith Show. I just can't watch the guy. Somebody called him a grasshole. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one too. I cannot watch that guy. He just, no. Grassley, you're finished, dude. Well, let's go here. I want to show you something that I came across last night whenever I saw this. This is over on X. And apparently, pay very close attention. Protesters marched at Trump Tower last night in New York City. Pay close attention to the hands-off Iran protest signs. They're at Trump Tower. They're in LA. They're in Chicago. They're in New York. They're all the same. Look at this. Look at the signs, okay? Stop the war on Iran. Yellow, black words, black, white, yellow. There's that's New York.
Feed our people, not a war. Feed our people, not a war. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Look at them hiding their faces. Now let's go to the next city. Chicago. I want Kristi Noem to find out who's paying for this. That's what I want to know. Who is paying for this? They're useful idiots. I saw that comment. I can agree with that. Look at this one. This is Los Angeles, LA, not Lower Alabama. We don't put up with that there. You seeing all the hands off Iran signs? These people need a life. I agree. Get a damn job. These signs are all coming from the same damn place. Look at this. What does that say? Paid Party for Socialism and Liberation. Do they not realize that if they went to Iran under the current regime, they would all be killed? They would all be killed. Every damn one of them. Every one of them would be slaughtered. But they're protesting for that. Who in the hell is paying for it is what I want to know. That's my question. What does this say? The King Doe. King Doe's all in on it. DSA, PSL, FRSO, CPUSA, Socialist Party USA, Communist Party USA. That's why they took out Charlie Kirk. That's why they got rid of Charlie Kirk, because he was the biggest threat to their grift. He was inspiring Americans to be, I don't know, patriotic, to care for their country. That's why they got rid of him. That is why they got rid of Charlie Kirk. And they can't handle it. Look at this little picture. Let's grab this call here. Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Yeah, those folks that are protesting in support of Iran, they're like that because that's the way they want to be able to treat anybody that disagrees with them.
Where are all the feminists for women's rights? Because it seems like by getting rid of this totalitarian regime, women would have more rights. They wouldn't have to wear the hoods over their heads. Where are all the pink hat feminists at right now? Why isn't Rosie O'Donnell over there kicking people's ass?
Well, you know, they're, it was just all bullshit, a lie to try to get into more power. You know, they had that Me Too and all the rights and stuff. So to get into power, and they change once they get into power.
Let me grab this other call. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah.
God bless you. Line 2. Where you got line 2?
Hey, Ben. It would have been so wonderful if Christy could have said, and by the way, my people are working for free because they're not being paid. Could you please pay them?
No, I believe, I'm not sure. I thought that falls under Homeland Security. I thought DHS was paid. Are you telling me they're not? Somebody in the chat will know. You don't think they're being paid right now?
DHS and the people that work at the airport, TSA, they're not being paid.
TSA is not being paid either.
Right.
Wow. I did not know that.
ICE is in the BBB, the great big beautiful bill. ICE is paid. DHS and the people at the airport, TSA, they're not.
I'll be damned. That's crazy.
I know. And so it would be lovely if she would just be able to say that. This is Trudy over in Macedonia, Ohio.
Well, thank you very much. That is crazy. I really thought they were being paid.
No, they're not.
I'll be damned.
It's so dangerous right now with all these sleeper cells and things. It amazes me the way,
especially with all of the sleeper cells right now.
Exactly.
I mean, the guy in where was it in Texas? I forget the name of the.
Austin.
Austin, Texas. The guy with the "I Love Muhammad" shirt on or whatever, right?
Allah is I work for Allah or whatever the heck.
It was some kind of garbage.
Did they shoot him? Did they shoot him?
I hope they did before they fed him to the pigs, but I don't know. I really don't. I think he died. I think he died. I don't know if he did it to himself. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah,
he probably took the coward's way out. He's got to get those goats, you know.
Yeah, the 72.
But, you know, that's their ultimate goal. That is the highest thing you can achieve in that religion is become a martyr. That's the highest honor in the religion of peace.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting real Western. We got to keep our heads on a swivel.
Thank you for calling. I love you. God bless you.
Have a great morning, doll.
Yes, ma'am. I want to play this clip here of Tucker. Check this out.
I've known Trump longer than Laura Loomer's been alive, probably. I have a relationship with Trump that is very affectionate and honest. Trump certainly doesn't agree with me on everything and certainly doesn't follow my instruction, unfortunately, on all kinds of things. But I'm an American who knows him and really likes him and has for many years, and I have a right to go there. So I'm just going to make that point. No, you don't control the White House. Part of this is illusion. They're creating this kind of movie set where they're speaking for the majority. If you're a true patriot, then you want to send your son to go die for a foreign country and get poorer in the process. Like, it's all insane. And my job, I feel like, is to help break that illusion. No, I'm going to walk into the White House, which I've been visiting since I was a child. This is
Been visiting the White House since he was a child. Is that privilege?
my country. I'm very familiar with this city. I'm very familiar with this building. And I'm very familiar with the guy who occupies the Oval Office right now. And I really like him. And I just want to say that because that alone might help shatter the illusion that they totally control Trump. They do not totally control Trump.
That's an interesting one. Thank you. God bless America. I really appreciate it. Does she lie? Is my first question. Fossil Unleashed. I don't think Kristi Noem is lying about anything. Line 2. Go right ahead, line 2.
This is Daryl, retired Navy, Southern Illinois.
Good morning,
I've got some
Daryl.
information that might be helpful to sort all this out. In 1979, President Carter signed an executive order 12170 with a national emergency. And as you probably know, national emergencies, they fade away or rescinded. They got to be reintroduced every 2 years to stay active. In 1979 is a long time ago. And under that executive order is what's happened in Iran right now. That's when all that started. There's a lot of executive orders that are still applicable. Derek Johnson, Rattle Trap 1776, got them all laid out. You are watching the movie. All of this has already happened. Tucker just said it. They're setting the stage.
Do you
It's
trust
what's going
Tucker
on,
Carlson?
man.
Do you like Tucker?
No. I
think-
did, but he's on the wrong team.
I think Tucker went from being pro-America to being pro-Tucker. That's what I think.
Well, he's got people paid him to do that, just like the congressman, to do this instead of that.
Yeah.
Just like former presidents.
Somebody
All
in the
in
chat
executive
said,
orders.
somebody in the chat said, Tucker never served in the military, never used a spork. You and I both know what a spork is.
Yes. I believe so.
Well, listen, I appreciate you calling. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your
All right, man.
service.
Have a good day, sir.
Yes, sir. Retired Navy guy. This is an interesting take right here. The biggest scam in content creation is collaboration. It tempts the audience to believe that both people are somehow legitimate instead of absolutely unbearable. Also leads to the long and winding road of sacrificing their personal principles to appeal to the people they wouldn't normally appeal to. That is that's a prophetic statement right there from, or especially just looking at what happened with a good old Tucker right there, right? This one should make you happy. Kristi Noem has, apparently ICE is now using Subarus.
Guys, it's an undercover Subaru. I've never seen that. Hey. Undercover Subaru. Guys, it's an...
Look at this. They're using undercover Subarus for ICE so that the angry Karens will just assume they're, that they're just some lesbians with short haircuts. You gotta love that. You've gotta love the method that they're implementing right now. Gosh, I love everything about this. Here we go, right here. This is my X page. Follow me over on X. This is at Navy Vet is my X account here. Let's grab this call here. What do you got, line 3?
Hi, Ben. This is Carolyn from Michigan.
Carolyn in Michigan. What do you got, Carolyn?
Well, I just want to say that I wish everyone just settled down a bit because this is all biblical, what's happening right now.
What part of the Bible?
Book of Revelations and
Let me ask you this. You go to church? You go to church?
I watch on TV, church, yes.
When's the last time you saw a preacher preach from the book of Revelation?
Just the other day.
What
Jack
preacher?
Hibbs.
What preacher?
Jack Hibbs in California, Chino Hills.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Because if we're living in the end times and there's people that aren't asking their preacher to talk about the end times, that could be a problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Jack Hibbs talks about that as well. I totally believe in the Bible, and this is all biblical, and it has to happen. That's all there is to it.
What do you think about Israel and the United States teaming up against Persia? And you know your Bible. It sounds like you do. The Prince of Persia in the Bible, I believe, was a reference to Satan. Is that true? Is that what you know about?
I'm not sure about that, but I know that he does talk about how Persia is Iran, and how the things that they're doing over there is talked about in the Bible, about the
Let me
tearing
grab
up
this
of-
other caller here. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay.
Line 1. What do you got? Line 1.
Yes, I was watching the protest there in Chicago and crap. They're praising Trump in Iran. They've got bigger protests over there than we've got here against it. These people are brainwashed stupid.
Let me ask you this. What part of Missouri are you in? I see a Missouri area code. What part are you in?
12-mile marker 49.
12-mile marker 49. Okay, so you're not far from me. So
No.
there are 90 million people in Iran. That's the
Yeah.
population. Donald Trump, with the help of Israel, is trying to free 90 million people. Now, stick with me for just a second. Abraham Lincoln is worshiped. He's on a $5 bill because he freed slaves in America, nowhere near the number of 90 million. Why are people so against Donald Trump freeing 90 million slaves to the Iranian government, but they will support exactly what happened here with Abraham Lincoln?
I honestly couldn't tell you. Times have changed. They don't live by the Bible and common sense anymore. They're just stupid people.
Isn't it weird that they will not acknowledge that Donald Trump is trying to free 90 million people, but they won't recognize that?
They won't even recognize all the people over there praising Trump right now, saying,
No.
Trump, come back, or keep coming. Do it.
Thank you for
Finish
your
it.
call, brother. Thank you for your call. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 2. We got them rolling. Line 2. What you got?
Yes, sir. I don't know if this is Will from the border of Texas. Listen, it's interesting how we have all these attacks, terrorist cells, and if you notice that a lot of them are not they're cells, right? But they're American people. There are other people from other countries they're fighting for them, so they don't have to go out and do it, so they can turn around and deny the fact that they themselves were doing the fighting. And that's pretty much all I got to say. I hope you kind of
Hold
follow.
on. I want to ask you a question. It's not often I get to talk to somebody that lives near the border down in Texas. Has it improved since Donald Trump has came into office?
Yes, it has, but we still have people that come from Mexico, and it's hard to, a good percentage you have to know how to speak Spanish or be able to speak it to work pretty much.
Sure.
I mean, I have them come across, they go to the stores here, buy food, then they go home, and some of them even go and buy their food, and they live here, and they have a place in Mexico they live in, but they have somebody here that's able to, support them and say, well, this is our American address.
You ever had
And
a
they run
farm
around
or
with
lived on a
Texas
farm?
plates.
You ever had a farm or lived on a farm?
I've worked on a farm
Okay. We got some
at
critters.
one time.
we got some critters. And no matter what I do, the rats somehow or another still get in and eat some chicken feed. No matter what I do.
Yes, sir.
And I
And
believe
boy,
it's a daily battle. No matter how many barn cats we got, there's some rats that are going to get in and eat some cracked corn, some layer pellets, or some scratch. And at some point,
yes, sir.
the rat population is going to drop. And I feel like the rat population is dropping here in America. Thank you for calling. God bless you, sir.
It is. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Nothing's going to happen overnight, but damn it, we put out enough bait. We're going to get some of them. Great Abraham Lincoln analogy, Ben. Never thought of it that way. It is weird that the Democrat Party will not acknowledge that Donald Trump says when Lincoln, oh, here we go. What was that? Let me grab that comment right there. That's a good one. Okay, somebody did the research. When Lincoln was president, the black population about 4.4 million, 14.4%. Enslaved, 3.95 million. Free black Americans, 488,000. Okay. Trump is trying to free 90 million people. They won't acknowledge that, will they? Here, you're going to like this. I think I've been sitting on this clip. We all know these people.
What are you doing? Just shopping for an Iranian flag on Amazon. Should be here tomorrow. Because I stand with Iran. Yeah, me too. I'm very excited. No, I stand with Iran. Yes, me too. I stand with Iran. This is a very good. Are we on opposite sides of this? No, I stand with Iran. Hands off Iran.
Let me get if this load again. Hold on a second. This is such a good clip. Here we go.
Shopping for an Iranian flag on Amazon. Should be here tomorrow. Because I stand with Iran. Yeah, me too. I'm very excited. No, I stand with Iran. Yes, me too. I stand with Iran. This is a very good. Are we on opposite sides of this? No, I stand with Iran. Hands off.
Oh, they
Iran.
don't.
Okay, America needs to leave. But that would mean the regime stays in place. Homosexuality is illegal. Women don't have access to education. And you're for this? Well, I'm against Trump. And I'm against the regime in America. Say it. Say you hate Trump. Homosexuality should be criminalized. Women shouldn't get to go to school. And Iran shouldn't be free. Or say thank you, Trump. Which one?
We all know someone like that. We all know someone like this. They cannot acknowledge that Trump is pro women's rights, pro gay rights, pro all this other stuff. They can't, their hatred for him is so, it's like a hung bit. F Trump. That's what they revolve. That's what they revert to. I say revolve. Guys, gals, girls, it's the Ben Dykes Show. I am out of here. Y'all take care. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. I don't think we've used this today.
Amen.
Boom shakalaka.
Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka to everybody that tuned in. Thank you very much. Oh, did somebody want to see the hat? I don't think I've used the hat today. Let's see if anybody wants to use the hat. Wait, how do I turn? Let me turn it on here. A little switch, but you got to turn it on. Okay. Got to turn that on. And wait, I don't think I got it turned. Oh, the battery wasn't in there. You got to touch it right there on the right on that the feather, the wing. You got to touch it right there on the wing. All right, guys, thank you for everything. Let me run through some super chats here. But they love sending billions to Iran. Yes, you're right. A couple of weeks before the Butler shooting, Jasmine Crockett, Benny Thompson were trying to take away Trump's Secret Service detail. 5 from God Bless America. Mountain Goddess, thank you so much. Thank you for 10 from Mountain Goddess. We got another call. All right, line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Good morning, Ben. How you doing?
Amazing. What would you like to say?
My fellow squid. Hey, you haven't used a flush yet.
You know, I haven't flushed anybody. I haven't caught a troll. I haven't caught a troll.
Okay. I was just wondering if you weren't going to flush me if I was going to say something you disagree with, are you?
What do you want to disagree about? What was your job in the Navy?
My job and NMTI.
Oh, that's right. You're out in Bremerton, right?
Bremerton, Banger. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I was actually in the Army at Fort Lewis.
Perfect. I'm going to grab this other caller. I appreciate you calling back. God bless you. Line 3, go right ahead.
Yeah, this is Michael from Lakeland, Florida.
What you got?
Hey, if you look at the Bible, it actually, in Revelations, it says in chapter 19, it says right now that what we're doing is what we're doing. So look at that, chapter 19.
What we're doing is what we're doing. Hold on. Let me see here. Revelation chapter 19. Let's go here. What verse? Do you know right off the bat or what?
11 through 21.
Okay. Oh.
And look at Trump being on the white horse.
Okay, let's see here. It says, the King of Kings. Then I saw the heavens opened. There was a white horse. Its rider was called Faithful and True. He judges and wages war in righteousness. His eyes were like a fiery flame, and on his head were many diadems. I don't know what a diadem is. He had a name inscribed that no one knows except himself. He wore a cloak that had been dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of God. The armies of heaven followed him and mounted on white horses wearing clean white linen. Out of his mouth came a sharp sword to strike the nation. Trump has a sharp tongue. He will rule them with an iron rod. He himself will tread out in the wine press, the wine of the fury and wrath of God, the Almighty. He has a name written on his cloak and on his thigh. He typically has something like MAGA on his hat. King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And then it says, and then I saw an angel standing on the sun. He cried out in a loud voice to all the birds flying high overhead, come here, gather for God's great feast. He does love a good cheeseburger. To eat the flesh of the kings, the flesh of the military officers. Whoa, military officers are referenced. And the flesh of warriors, the flesh of horses, flesh of their riders, and the flesh of all free and slave, small and great. So he's freeing the slaves. Then I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and the armies gather to fight against the one riding the horse and against his army. They're all lining up to fight him, aren't they? The beast was caught, and with it the false prophet. False prophet. Is that Obama possibly? I don't know. Who's the false prophet there? The rest were killed by the sword and came out of the... Wait, do you think the Ayatollah was the false prophet?
It could be.
Thank you for sharing that. I needed to read that this morning. I really needed to read that. And I feel like you got through and called because I needed to know that. I really, really want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Wow. I don't know about you, but that's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful right there. Somebody came in here dropping some knowledge on us this morning. Wow. Okay. Man, I'm maybe a little tingling on the back of my neck. Right? Allah's the false prophet? Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I could see that. I think you could throw a couple of names in there. Allah, Muhammad, the Ayatollah of not rock and rolla. I love that song. Let's go here. Line 2. That last call gave me some chills. What do you got?
Revelations 3:9.
Revelations 3 and 9. Let me go here. I got it pulled up. Let's see here.
I will make those who are the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews but are not, but they are liars. I will make them come and fall down at your feet acknowledge that I have loved you. There are fake Jews out there, and they're the problem.
You know,
Also about Lincoln. About Lincoln.
Sure.
He wanted to get off the Federal Reserve. That's why he was killed. Freeing the slaves was just an added income, not income, but an added benefit. That's why the Democrats wouldn't vote for it. They didn't vote to give the freed slaves
I am
voting rights or anything, you know?
I listen to a lot of audio books, and I listen through my hearing aids. I'm in book 2 of Shelby Foote, his books about the Civil War. He wrote 3 books about the Civil War. I'm halfway through book 2. And it seems like that we were at the cusp of slaves being freed, but I almost said Reagan. Lincoln needed something big to sway everyone suddenly. And that is part of the reason for the Civil War.
Yes.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate that scripture as well. God bless you. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Petrie, you back from the flusher? Is Petrie back again? Petrie's back? Oh, let me see if Petrie's back. Is Petrie really back? I thought I flushed that guy. Petrie, it's because they know that if their boat sinks, the sharks won't eat them on account they just look like a bunch of turds. I guess I do. Is Petrie causing crap in here again? What are you doing, Petrie? Really? Man, I love that. I love that you're so dedicated to being a troll. I guess I don't know if I really want to ban Petrie. No, I like feeling smarter in the chat. Friendly fire over here. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. You guys take care. I got to go to the doctor's.